I'm trying again. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
But what's the title that you're seeing?
I don't see you're not live. I was just saying I don't. I was just saying yes. You okay? You're live now.
What title are you seeing?
We just got it. Sorry. Reacting to today's watch news and new releases. So it's
Okay, so
not
that
the
that's
moon
not
one,
what we're
but
talking about. Doo-doo-doo. It is the 56th anniversary of the beginning of the Apollo 11 mission. So that's the title now. Instagram is seeing us. So let's go live. I'm gonna play like 5 more seconds of this song because I love it so much.
enjoy because I'm listening to just silence.
Just enjoy it. So beautiful. Hope everybody's having an amazing, amazing Wednesday. We have made it to Hump Day. It is the 11th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission, which is the first time that we know of that humankind has stepped on the moon. As we listen to a little bit of Davy Bowie to start
If
the
you
day
believe that
off.
kind of stuff,
All right.
I don't think we ever were on the moon.
All right, that's enough of the song. Hope everybody. A lot of people don't believe you've been to the moon. They say it's all just it's TV, it's movie, man, it's smoke and mirrors. I think we've been there. But either way, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of Watch Talk Live with CQ the Watch Guy and the co-host with the mostest, retired Watch Guy Jay. How you doing today? Or let me tell Duraj that we're live.
Another day, another dollar. It's not raining. Can't complain too much. Bitcoin's moving, Ethereum's moving, crypto's moving. That's my wheelhouse, so can't complain too much.
There's Roy. What's going on, Big Frank? I see you over there on Instagram. All right, you guys know the drill.
Frankie!
If you need truly independent watch advice, head over to cqthewatchguy.com where you can get all of your watch advisory service needs.
Just so you know, the Instagram is not live for some reason. I don't know what happened. But yes, go to
It,
cqgottliebandco.com
it,
for all your watch needs.
is it out live right now?
No, it's Instagram is currently not live for some reason.
Okay, so let's try again.
Weird.
All right, all right, all right.
Excuse me.
Let's just get the people.
I hate how technology just never works the way you want it to.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of technology. Um. Ooh, can I mess with it live? Oh, I do not think I can mess with the settings. So maybe no Instagram today. So
I
sorry,
would
friends.
restart it, bro, because you only have two people watching. Something's weird on YouTube too.
All right, I see Duraj in the chat. What's going on? We're just restarting. All right, the title looks fixed. I can see a gold Apollo Moonwatch on the screen. And Instagram looks good too, so we're gonna go live there. Well, I just clicked this.
All
So
right.
now it's live. All right. We are back. Hope everybody's having an amazing Wednesday. It is Watch Talk Live. I am CQ the Watch Guy with the co-host with the most, Jay the retired Watch Guy. How's retired life treating you?
I've had better days, but I can't complain too much. It's Florida. It's
Yeah.
nice. How about yourself, sir?
The same. Florida heals all wounds. That's what I say. Today we are talking about Omega Moon Watches. It is the 56th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission. Let me see if I can get a nice picture of the Apollo 11 folks out there. Which is
What's going on, Skylar Santana?
what's happening, Skylar. This was last year, but I'll just put a picture up. Anyways, this is the picture. So, 56 years ago, on the 20th, they landed on the moon. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong. But today, on the 16th, is when the mission commenced, and we're not doing a show on Sunday. So I figured we will do a Moonwatch episode. I didn't come up with this idea. Somebody from the amazing chat did, but I want to take credit. Either way, look at that beautiful picture. Look at the shadows. Tell me this is fake. It's not.
Wait,
Anyways,
hold on. You don't think the lighting? Okay, anyways.
we're not gonna
Which one of
tinfoil.
those two is it, Neil or Buzz, that would punch me in the face if I told him that he never went to the moon?
It's Buzz.
It's Buzz, right? That's what I thought.
Yeah, Buzz
Hello,
don't play
Tan.
that. What's going on, Tan? Buzz, do not play that. I'm gonna start with some articles over for Tele Watches because they are
Rich
the
buddy.
Speedmaster people.
Sorry, I'm doing
Oh
my
no.
shout outs.
Hey, what's going on, Rich Buddy? Welcome, welcome. Rich Buddy says, "Do I need to get my Speedy out? Then put it on, brother. Put it on. Come on, the anniversary's here. All right, let's look at top five limited edition Omega Speedmaster watches from Fratello Watches. Please let me know what's your favorite Speedy. Drop it in the chat. Your favorite Moon watch. Some Speedies that are non Moon watches, and I'll show you mine as well. Drop it in the chat on Instagram, on YouTube. Mail mail pigeon, passenger pigeon. What do you call it? I don't know. Anyway, you figure out how to get
I
the
think it's
communication
carrier
to me.
pigeon,
There
but
you go,
yeah.
carrier pigeon. All right, let's start off with a really cool one. This is the Apollo 11 20th anniversary Speedmaster. Came out in 1989. I think I've held one or two of these, and it's just a really nice, faithful reedition of the Speedmaster Professional with the engraving on the side of the case, which I really enjoyed.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, clean class. You could pick it up for nothing. Then we got, one of the OG Snoopy, the one that started it all. This is the Omega Speedmaster Snoopy One, the OG. These are watches used to be you used to be able to pick these up well under 10,000. Then the Snoopy explosion happened. I'm sure if I go put this in Chrono 24, we're gonna see some interesting results.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the real Snoopy. Well, not they're all real, but we all know the Snoopy that people covet the most.
Oh look, 11,950. That's not bad. I
It's
saw
not bad
some
at
people
all.
charging maybe close to 20 for these at one time. And this is just, the Snoopy was a logo for one of the missions or the mascot, I should say. And this is just like a fun little touch, and then it evolved into the beautiful, beautiful Snoopies that we have now. Oh, this is NOS, baby. Where did they find that one? Then we have the Speedmaster Alaska 2, one of my favorites. I love a good white dial Speedmaster, and this has those kind of conical, whatever shaped hands you want to put it there. And I love the look of the Alaska project. But see, I
What's
want to
going on,
really go
whole
the big
milk?
thing.
How you doing, Julius Caesar?
Hail Caesar.
This watch is cool. There was a thing where I sold one and I had like an issue. That's why I hate Alaska Project. But like it aesthetically, love it. The strap, not so much.
So the question
Were you saying that you
is,
love the strap?
well, I love the bumper.
It's just, but mm, hmm.
Like I'm wearing it like this all day. Maybe not all
I don't
day.
know sometimes if I could take you serious or not. Like when you make statements like
But
this.
I think if you own it, right, you have to at least once wear it this way. Even if you're doing it in jest, even if it's for like Halloween, you do have to like put on that big old biscuit.
I don't have to do
Hey, this
anything
is a
but
good
stay.
seller, by the way. He's when you hear some
No, well,
readouts.
the Alaska but the red bumper thing is just. I get why it should be there. It's just it's not really wearable in my opinion. But hey, for somebody who likes bigger watches, I can see why you gravitate towards the bumper.
Rich Buddy makes a great observation here. The Alaska has doubled in price. I knew I should have bought it Alaska when nobody wanted it in 2018. It's true. 2018, 2017, definitely these are like in the 12s, 13s or so, and then the popularity of Speedmasters kind of exploded. And Project Alaska being one of those special ones really got to some very interesting prices. And Omegas, I'd say during the boom, I think you could agree with this. During the boom of everything, special Omegas traded very, very often. The volume of Omega trades really was up there just with everything else. Maybe the prices weren't crazy, but you had a lot of Omega references over retail. The Snoopies, the Project Alaska, the Speedy Tuesdays, a lot of Omega pieces went over retail. And look at this crazy person. Wow. The whole shebang, the original Snoopy, the 45th anniversary, my favorite Snoopy, the 50th anniversary Silver Snoopy, and the Project Alaska for 103
That's a very
4.
specific number. What's going on, Chris DDS?
What's
That's
going on, Chris?
do you think that's properly priced? What is he
I'm feeling like
overpricing in
it's
there?
not crazy because the white Snoopy is 40ish, but then this is what you call it. There's a little bit of a premium there. I don't know if I like this. I think at 80 something, 90 something, but like at a starting offer, this isn't crazy. But like, unless these were matching serial numbers or something, why wouldn't I just get all three individually?
Yeah.
Rich Buddy says he. Rich Buddy says, yeah, the 50th Snoopy I got went up to 28,000. Now it's like 17,000. Sticker on one, bummer for me, but I got it at retail. Not a bummer if you got it at retail. You didn't pay the crazy prices, cause these exploded. And so what was interesting with these is these were not a fixed limited edition. These are just a limited production, and they didn't say, "Hey, we're gonna end it at this number." So they're able to keep producing, keep taking orders. They started to some people started to bundle these with other watches. You gotta have spend to get this, all of that BS. And now, as you can see, they floated now to what I consider really good actionable prices, 15,000 or so. I don't think it's crazy because they are really, really good looking watches.
What's going on, Cash? Cash said asking prices have watch buyers thinking the value is more than what it is. It's always what they at what they last sold for. Mm.
This is true. Shout out to Cash. Cash is he's up in Alaska right now doing the real work, doing real sales. But he's right. You know, the pricing of watches is really wacky right now. So a lot of people prices, but what things are really transacting at is a much different number. So it's hard. Like today, I got a few deals I'm helping people out with, and they're trying to sell watches, and it's like the price that you see is really not what people are paying for these watches. So you have to really reset your expectations. It's a tough shake right now. That's for sure. Here we have the 45th anniversary Speedmaster Apollo. Was this one titanium or PVD? I forgot
Mm.
about this one, to be honest with you. Kind of has that funky color. I don't mind it though. I like a good rose gold and kind of dark brown dial. So that's kind of cool, but not on my top 10 list. That's for sure. And then of course they're gonna talk about the Speedy Tuesday tribute to Alaska 3, which I think to me the best Speedmaster on a leather strap is going to be the Speedmaster Speedy Tuesday. I just think it has a really nice vintage aesthetics. The dials just done the right way. It gives you that character of a vintage watch, and it looks great on this brown leather strap. So I've always been a fan of the Speedy Tuesday.
Eh. Out of all the like special ones, the Speedy Tuesday just was like to me.
It had its time though. It had its
Because
time.
what was it? It's a limited edition of a limited edition of a limited edition or something like that. It's like a tribute to the tribute of the tribute.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're all at this point. They're all so many variations. The Moonwatch of Speedmaster is Omega's Royal Oak, and it's a cow you can keep on milking, and nobody's gonna blame you for milking it, right? So it always works. Rich Buddy says, I am building a three Speedy set. I have a real 1969 transitional Speedy, a 50th Snoopy, and I'm waiting for the Ed White, and then I'm done with Omega. That's actually a very solid three-piece set because you got something that's
Mhm.
of the era, that's 69 piece. Then you got the 50th Snoopy, which is a great modern piece that has tie-ins with the older pieces, and the Ed White is another beautiful watch. I think that's a great lineup, and Ed White has a really good movement in it as well. It's evaded me too, but a very very good a good choice. In this article, I think we're not going to do it. They're talking more about modern versus vintage Speedmaster professionals, and I think either way you go, you can have a lot of fun, get a whole lot of watch, and you can spend what you want to spend. If that makes sense, you don't have to really go crazy unless you want to. So let's just skip this article because it's not too good. And let's talk about one of the chippy watches for the Apollo 11 and one of my favorite watches, the Apollo 11 50th anniversary Speedmaster Professional. And this thing is just gorgeous, stainless steel, gold and black all over with kind of a light gray charcoal type situation on the dial with black sub dials and a really nice relief of Neil or Buzz. I'm thinking Neil coming down of the
You
capsule.
want Buzz to, you want Buzz to punch you in the mouth, bro. You keep
Yeah,
trying.
I don't want no smoke Buzz. But this to me is a really good Speedmaster if you want one that doesn't have a really loud color and you want something that gives you the aesthetic but doesn't look at everything else. I think this is a really good piece. And you got the boot print. Come on.
I mean, I think out of all the ones that we saw that weren't Snoopy, this one is the one. I actually like this one more than most of the Snoopies that aren't the iconic 45th, I think. Is it the 45th? That's the white dial.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that this one, I think it goes 45th and then this one for the Speedmasters that we've seen so far. And then the 50th, then the Alaska.
I like that rank, and there's one more I want to pull up that I think will be a heavy hitter. But let's just talk about they just do such good box sets. Omega, they really, you know, it's nice. It's cool.
Well, I've seen some box sets that you need a fucking truck to carry around.
Yeah, not so much a truck. You know, you got an SUV, you'll be able to make it work. But I do love. I love this piece. I think this is one of the better ones. All right, let's see what other list do we have here. And this
What's
is
going
my
on,
favorite.
Betik Underground? Thanks
Ooh,
for stopping by. Thank you for joining up on the channel. Glad to have you on the stream.
hey,
Cash TFE says Apollo 11 50th fire. So I guess we're in agreement on this.
we are. So this is my favorite, the Apollo Soyuz Meteorite dial that uses two different shades of meteorite that I think is just awesome. And shout out to you, Luchabetic Underground. I want to check out your channel because I want to get back into Luchador. You know, I was never really in it, just the cartoons, but I've been seeing a lot of things that make me like, if I take a trip to Mexico, I love to go see a Luchador match.
That's didn't Cali go there and like that's a big thing out there where they kind of do
Yes.
like luchadoring and everything.
Y-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
they
be
just
cool.
ended up in a match and they had like the most amazing time. So thank you for tuning in. So this is the Apollo Soyuz Special Edition where they use two different slices of meteorite or treated in two different ways. You have this really nice light meteorite subdials, but then on the background, the black dot is like this dark meteorite. And to me, this is one of the best special edition moon watches you can get, and the prices for these aren't crazy. It's not a watch a ton of people talk about it, but just look at that dial. Even in these pictures that aren't the best, it really screams of how good of a piece it is.
Yeah, it's a nice watch. I think the problem is like the photos are not gonna let us see what we're really like the truth of it. You know what I'm saying? Because these are something that you have to hold in your hand, but it's a nice watch.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Rich Buddy asked, why do you think the 50th Snoopy went down so much? So the 50th Snoopy went down so much because
Because it's not limited, right?
Exactly. It was an open-ended production. So there were rumors about, hey, it's gonna end like the 50th edition Snoopy at 1969 pieces or whatever. But they could produce as much as they want. I would also say most of the people who jumped in to the 50th anniversary Snoopy, a lot of them went in because it was one of the easier flipper watches to get for a little bit of a period. You could walk into a mega dealer and say, "Hey, I'm very interested in this," and a lot of them were getting watches. You were getting watches delivered, so it became a thing where a lot of people who bought that watch bought it purely to flip or purely because it was hype, and when the hype died down, like everything else, people dumped it. The one to get, which is the one that I missed out on and I had an opportunity to get at retail, is a 45th. Just in terms of like value wise, the excuse me, Omega Snoopy 45th, because this was a truly limited piece, and even though it was a high limited edition, I thought there was no way that they would sell out 1900 plus pieces, but they did. It sold out immediately. This is a watch that I watched climb from 12, 13, 15, 19, 20. I remember we paid 23 or 24,000 way back when, before the hype. We bought it off a dealer on eBay, and when it got in, it had a few scuffs on it, and everybody's like, "What are we doing? Why are we paying so much for a Snoopy?" Sold that watch for a profit, then it kept climbing, and this watch was, I've sold these in the 50s, I'm pretty sure, but I saw them in the 50s, and now they're still in the 40s. Many people who bought this watch bought it just because they loved it, so they got in at a really, really good price. So a lot of people weren't in a rush to sell it. That's why you just don't see too many on the market. Look, there's only two on Chrono 24 right now, which is
And
insane.
Watchbox is one of them, right? 1916 probably is one of them. We always have a
Yeah. Okay.
Snoopy,
So
or
I put in the
we
reference number, and we got
they.
one, two, three. All right. Let's say we got 10 or so. That's still quite not a lot of pieces for such a big limited edition. And then let's just look at United States pieces. Only five listings in the U.S. That one's 1916.
There's
Um,
two 1916s. The two
there's
certified
two
included, I'm pretty sure, 1916.
exactly. So this is amazing. Like, because people have bought this high, and even if you paid 48 for one of these, you see them still being up in the high 30s, low 40s. I think is amazing for a watch that is an Omega that they didn't prop up as something super special. This was just released as a super dope watch, and they just knocked it out of the park, and they just really, really did well. One day when the Powerball hits, I'm getting a couple. That's all I'll say.
Um,
There will be signs.
Whole Milk says that Lucha has a Sunday morning live stream where he talks, watches, and whatever he's cooking or cooked for breakfast. So he's a watch enthusiast just as yourself.
Oh man, oh Lucha, well I definitely gotta check out your channel. He does Sunday. I'm gonna sub. I'm gonna sub after this. I love that a little breakfast and watches situation.
Yeah,
Uh,
you'd be making sausage and gravy. It'd be getting heavy in the kitchen.
exactly. I think definitely during football we're gonna do sometime like football streams, maybe before like a pregame type stream would be interested, and we're working on the technology for some IRL, a little bit more, I'll take the camera out and about type streams. I'm gonna be like in the islands this weekend, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to stream from the beach. It might just be my phone. It won't be the best, but maybe I smoke a cigar, talk some watches with you guys on the beach. You have a lot of things planning, and you guys have been so awesome, to be honest with you, and the support has been really, really good. 18 people here watching. Comment, subscribe, upvote. So we gotta keep the production coming. So a lot of great things are in the works. Let's go down Time and Tide and look at some of their favorite Speedmaster professionals. You guys can drop anything in the chat, Speedmaster or non-Speedmaster related as well. This one has always been an interesting piece to me. This is the Apollo 17 40th anniversary with a big old beautiful medallion on the center. Would you, forget price, would this be something you could wear? Could you wear a watch that had a coin or medallion on the center? Let's put that.
I'm not a
Let's
fan
get that.
of this specific motif because I've seen some corn coin watches that I liked, but this particular motif just doesn't do it for me.
Oh, wait,
Maybe,
wait, wait, we have to pause. All hail. The Duke
oh,
of Rissington has arrived. Harry, welcome to the chat.
welcome,
Duke.
Duke. Duke of
But Caesar
Richmond.
is the regent of this chat, so please just keep that in mind. Any
What? He's the Caesar of the chat.
yeah, but wouldn't be regent be like the highest? The highest. We'll figure it out. But just don't no royal fighting in the chat at the moment.
Well, I mean, Caesar would be the king of all the Romans, and then I think if you're a duke, dukes are like amongst most of like Western European. It's really complicated. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not. We'll figure
Long
it out.
story short, I'm not a big fan of this watch, but I get why people would like it. It's just, it just seems it's funny that we're talking about Caesar. It seems very Roman. Like all men think about is Rome, and like this watch is the embodiment of like men thinking about Roman history, in my opinion.
I think it's a cool piece of 2012.
It's not bad. I just and also there's no chronograph. Where's the chrono? What?
No, it's there. You just they did the invisible subdials, so you're supposed to pretend.
Oh,
Yeah, they did the AP
oh.
thing. So this is one thing. This is like the biggest
So
pet
I'm
peeve.
paying for a complication that I fucking can't
Oh wait,
use.
so I just gotta pull up the what is it? The AP
Because you can, but you
AYS.
can't. Because how the fuck am I supposed to use subtitles and you can't really?
No, listen. I love that you said that because now I get to talk about my favorite
Why do you?
AP
Okay,
ever.
Renard and Poppy did not stand for you to do this shit, bro. Stop talking about AP, bro. Leave AP alone. You're not gonna
No,
get.
no, I will not. I will not because there are people out there. Oh, let me find it. Let me find it.
The Duke of Brissenden says, I savor Speedies, just not the lunar variety. The Speed Racing 4425 with Spyrite and Honeycomb dial does it for me. It wears like a dinner plate, but man, it's sexy.
Who
Um,
doesn't like a good dinner plate? Now, sorry for
Garage
the.
says, any prototype of a moon watch out there that would get my attention? Any prototypes? Hmm.
Oof, I'm sure there's some people who are sleeping. There's some people who are sleeping on those. A quick side. This is a rant here about chronographs without indices. This is the AP Royal Oak offshore chronograph in collaboration with ALYX, and this is a $162,000 watch, not at retail, but whatever. And it's like I don't even know what the chronographs do. I know because I'm in the business. But if you don't know what's going on here, why am I even paying for? I don't know. I'm sorry.
This isn't a moon watch. Why are we talking about this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried to derail it. It didn't work. All right. Let's back to it. Let's talk about this Omega Speedmaster anniversary, the CK2998. To me, these are some of the best speedies you could get if you want to go outside of the traditional speedy format. You get the kind of the broad arrow, not broad arrow, but you get sword hands. You get very sharp aesthetics there. A little bit of a racing vibe with this version in the black, white with the red second hand, but you also can do it with the
You do the
blue.
blue too. Yeah, the blue is a little
Yes.
bit more my speed. What's
And
going on, John D?
what's happening, Mr. Day?
Oh, hello, Hellish Strand. I don't think this is the first time in this the chat. He
No,
said as
maybe not
far
his first time. First time in a long
I
time.
apologize. First time in a long time. I shouldn't be clocking you. I apologize. He
That's
says,
easy.
as far as speedies go, I like the early 2998s, the Japan Racing, and the Tintin. Those are good. John D said the Fios is very, very cool. Ryan McGraw asked, yes, you did miss the Alaska project. CQ said he would wear it with the bumper on it.
That's bumper on and bumper off. I want to pull up this black enamel one that Brody's talking about. Which one is this, Brody?
Duke of Brissington says, I hate the fact that Space Watch Arena has brands with lesser pedigree such as Jacob and Co. and IWC. Nice brands, but Omega owns the Cosmos. I agree. I don't think people are looking elsewhere. I mean, you could, but when you're looking for a moon watch, I don't think you
So,
stray too far from Omega.
so I think if you're talking about using the watch in space and like the utility of the watch, nothing beats a Speedmaster Professional Moon Watch, whatever variation.
Well, you need
Uh,
the Hesalite.
yeah, exactly. You need the Hezi. If you ain't got the Hezi, what we really talking about? I think in terms of just like looking into the cosmos, Jacob and Co, the astronomia, I think those are cool pieces if you're into that type of thing. I think for celestial watches, there are a lot of great watches as well. If you're just into more the astronomy of things as well. But in terms of going into space, the utilitarianness of the watch, being trusted by people for generations and actually proven to save lives, talking about the Apollo 13 piece, you can't really, the heritage is there and it's truly non-manufactured. You could say they lean into it super hard, but listen, I would lean into it triple. I would be it would be all Speedmasters. So this is the Omega Speedmaster 50th anniversary edition, black enamel dial. I do not think I've seen one of these in person, and this is gorgeous. Ooh, look at this. Look at what you can get for 9 grand, man. Look at this set. Somebody will charge you a stack just for the set, just for all the tools. I see a tool missing here and there. I'm gonna DM him about it, but really good movement. And that dial, I don't think these pictures are doing it justice. I think that has a really beautiful black dial. We're not being. Come on, who has a good picture of this
I
watch?
mean, they kind of all have a black dial, but
Yeah, but the vividness of the enamel dial is what I'm trying to say. These pictures are not giving it up, and I
and
think
Von
it's very
Krul, I'm
special.
not a fan of Hesselite crystals. I mainly was saying because CQ mentioned going to space, and you don't want sapphire crystal in space because if it breaks, then you get cut. Hesselite, not so much.
Don't quote me on that whole milk. I have to keep like a little door open in case the Jacob and Co check comes, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Yes, I'm wearing a 48 millimeter Shinamiya with the world and everything. I go Louis Monet. I go Louis Monet before I take the Jacob and Co. Jacob
Well,
and Co
first off
check.
and foremost, I think that's a slap in the face to Louis Monet that you would even say it in that regard. Like, he made decent watches compared to fucking Jacob and Co. Jacob and Co.
Oh
Shut up,
man,
shut up. Don't say nice things.
you killed our money. All right, somebody else put another one. Let's look
What's
at.
going on, Goldfinger? John D said space exploration was accompanied by lots of cool watches beyond the Speedy, but Omega owns the moon landing and has become an icon as a result. Good point. Very good point. Von Krul says, I'm happy enough with my lunar pilot. I got a great bracelet for it with for it from Island Watch. Oh, I've never heard of. Is that a strap maker or they just make all stuff?
I think he means from Long Island Watch. So Long Island Watch,
Oh,
yeah, they make a bunch of. They have some watches, they sell watches, but they also do bracelets and straps and things. What's happening, Goldfinger? Hope you're having an amazing day.
yeah, Von Krul confirmed. He was definitely talking about Long Island Watch. And then John D said, "Yeah, true, Jay. Jacob and Co. builds weirdness chandeliers."
But people buy them. It's such a weird thing because people buy it. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a different conversation. All right, we have Omega Tintin up on the screen. These are always fun. Cool story with these two in terms of how they're produced in a limited, their limited production run. And I just think having the red and white track around the black dial gives just a nice zhuzh, a nice special pop without overpowering it. And these are at reasonable prices as well. These as well had a big up and down. It depends the variation, or maybe this one's just very cheap for some reason. Cool watch though. Look, it's Tintin with Tintin. Get it? All right, let's look at the Japanese chronograph. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Would this be a watch that you'd rock?
Um, the colors don't mesh for me that much, but I understand why people like it. I just don't like the red and white with the black. Like it just for me, the colors aren't for me.
Ooh, this one's a good one. All right, so Mega Speedmaster Racing. This one is another suggestion from. Oh, guys, you guys are too active. I think this is broke.
The see, I
Somebody.
prefer the track on that a little bit more than the 1010, just because it's not the 1010. I guess was a little too much in my face. It has nothing to
What
do
would
with the
what
fact
would
that
give you
it's
suggestions?
Japan. Duke of Bristenton asks, would I be a pretender if I wore a Bulova Lunar Pilot? It'd be a nightmare explaining to anyone how it's also a legitimate moon watch without the other person calling it a Speedy clone.
I don't think so. I think Bova has a rich history and they have rights to make that watch and for that to be a moon watch as well. I think the other watches, Bova Lunar. I think the other watches that got entered into that fray to make the watches, they have rights to it as well. I just think Omega is the king of the realm, and if somebody says, "Hey, this looks like a Speedmaster," you just got to deal with it. It just is what it is. But I think these are cool watches. I've been looking at these for quite a while as well, and I think they're fun. They're fun. Why not? I don't. If anybody really comes to you and is like, "Oh, you couldn't really get the Speedmaster," just give them my number and like, so I can just yell at them. To be honest with you, sometimes I have built-in aggression. I don't really let my anger out in the ways I should. So I'd love to just yell at random people who talk down to people about the watches they choose to be on their wrist. I think it's one of the weirdest traits I've ever recognized. Because when you go to like car meetups, people just enjoy the cars. They don't go and they're like, "Oh man, you don't have a Porsche. Oh man, you don't have a Ford GT. Sucks for you." They're all like, "Oh man, go sit down, touch this." Like they're telling you what to touch, unless it's like one of those like a fancy paint job so you can't touch it. And watches for the most part are that, but there is a few little watch snob rooms where you might wear this and then, oh, you couldn't pay up for the moon watch professional. It's just like give those guys, just say, "Hey, CQ the watch guy is my watch guy, and for situations like this, he told me I should have you give him a call and he'll explain to you why I'm wearing this watch." And like I'd love that actually. Darn, we should make that hotline just so I can yell at people who talk down on watches. I'm putting that on the board. Would you wear a Bulova Lunar Pilot, or are you one of those guys who would talk down on somebody for wearing a watch?
Well, I mean, I wear a fucking Apple Watch. Who am I to talk down on anybody? It's a nice watch. I mean, especially with the price. Like, I don't see myself ever buying a Speedmaster because I'm not a fan of the Speedmaster line. So I could see myself buying a Bulova version for $500. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, they got nice Meteorite dials. I
What's
don't know.
going on, USA Crime? I like
These
the
are cool.
meter right now. That's really cool.
Yeah, these are fun. All right, what's happening, USA crime? Hope
Will
business
say
is good.
though, the cut of the meteorite for that, I probably
It
wouldn't
wasn't.
go meteorite that way. You know, I'm trying to say like,
I moved off because it is a little. This
no,
is
I'm not,
definitely one of those
no negativity,
slices.
but it's just like you could just tell that certain brands gotta get the first rights to certain slabs of rock. It's a
It's a picture. Let me look for better. Okay.
Julius Caesar said, didn't one of the astronauts wear a lunar pilot on the moon and his Speedy's crystal popped off? Oh shit, I didn't realize that. Damn, are we besmirching Omega?
So I don't know about that because I do. The only thing I know about a watch popping off during the testing, I believe it was a Rolex when they were doing, or another watch when they were doing the original NASA test during space missions. I haven't heard of a pop off. So but I believe a lunar pilot did accompany one of the astronauts. But let's not start talking about. We're gonna activate a certain niche of the watch world that will find this very random stream today, and put us in our place. Let's not activate those guys. This is a good slice of the meteorite. There we go.
I think we don't need to talk about meteorite dials on Boulevard. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we don't.
I tried. I tried.
No, hey, look, it's just.
All right, let's close up some tabs here. Let's see what else Time and Tide has for us. They also like the Tintin. They also like the product. Just look at that big old red bumper, man. Oh, it's so cool.
Old No Name says, I wear gold PRX. I can't
I
afford
wear
a
a steel
222.
PRX.
Yeah, it's like you and
Hey,
CQ are in the same camp.
and can I tell you something? I love this watch so much, and I get so much compliments on my PRX. This is why I don't have this urgent need to buy something, especially as you work in a house and stuff. But There's nothing wrong with a gold 222. I suggested a gold 222. Excuse me, a gold PRX 3 times in the last few months. A gold 222 is a great watch, and definitely if you can get it, amazing. But it's not a watch that I would, you know, I couldn't sacrifice a house for a gold 222 and tell my wife, "Hey, I got a 222." Now there are other watches out there where I would definitely make the argument. But a 222 is not one of those watches. I think the PRX feels that same, it scratches that same itch for the most part. Of course, you'll say fashion, blah, blah, blah. But in just terms of the look, it does it for me. And, when you get to the 222 level, capital-wise, you might be like, I want something else. You never know. All right, then we got a Speedy Tuesday Ultraman. These are always fun. These had a good little run as well. A little bit above retail. I feel like a little bit, but not too crazy. I remember somebody offered us an original one, and they didn't know what they had, and that was an interesting. That was an interesting situation. And then my baby, the 45th anniversary. So I think we've covered most of them. Ooh, yes, this one we haven't covered. Would you wear a solid gold or a moonshine gold Speedmaster?
You're asking me?
Yeah,
You know how I feel about tool watches being gold, and I feel like the Speedmaster is a tool watch.
that's such a cop out. I don't like my tool watches in precious metal.
I'm
I
just
feel you
saying,
though.
like, it's mainly because if I'm being told it's a tool watch, I'm wearing this watch in like situations that it can be like smashed. Like I don't think I want to wear a gold watch in space. Now, granted, nobody in the chat, as far as I know, is going to space anytime soon. So for you
I
guys,
don't
of
know.
course. Um, but okay, like let's just tool watch aside. I'm not a fan of the red bezel. Like maybe if it was the black bezel, but I'm not a fan
So,
of the red bezel. Do we get a
so
black bezel version? Maybe I
yeah,
can.
there's a green bezel. There's this one.
Julius Caesar says, I like the gold and green dial, Speedy. Can you pull that one up? Maybe that one will sell me. I'm not a fan of red. You know this. So that's, I should have started with that. Like, yeah, the red bezel.
That just made me think of this- there were
Diraj likes the gold movement.
yeah, it is a nice movement. Gold 3861 movement on that.
Duke of Bristolton did ask, how do we feel about the Speedmaster X33 Skywalker?
That's actually great. I like it. Duke of Rissington, you stick around, sir. You're welcome in this court anytime. That's a good question. I'm gonna love it. Jay's gonna hate it. That's just that's
What?
that's
Is
the
the
short of
Skywalker
it.
the fucking digital dial one?
You know what the Skywalker. You know what the Skywalker is. Don't you pretend, sir,
All right,
that you
I'm with
haven't
Julius Caesar on
fought with
this.
somebody on eBay about a fucking Skywalker.
I'm with Julius Caesar. The gold and green are
This is
nice. I
fire.
just the red is terrible. I'm sorry. The red with the gold
Terrible is a
dial.
strong word. Not for you.
Terrible
Not
is
for
a
you.
strong word. The red with a gold dial just did not do it. I like how there's a green with another with a green dial, so that gives you contrast. I don't like how the other one it was like a red bezel, and then we go back to a gold dial. It just felt like I didn't get a break. It's like too much gold. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but that's how I felt.
I'll
Um,
be honest, I've held these a couple times, and to me, if you're just looking for a gold chronograph, you like gold, you want to get a chronograph, you don't want to go exotic, you don't want to do Parmigiani or something like that, and you want to keep it under 40, really honestly, not many other watches I think of. And I think you can get these in the mid 20s if you like beat somebody up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of them out there. But this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous watch. Like the moonshine gold plays in different lights very, very well. And like, it's something where you buy it, when you sell it back, they're gonna beat you up a little bit. It is what it is, but you can get it at good prices compared to retail. And I think they're just really, really good looking watches. CQ approved, man. All right, let's
John D
talk.
said that the new FiOS is the new first Omega in space is killer. Is there a newer one? I
Yeah,
feel like
there's a
there's a
new
new
one.
one
So
every
let's look at
week.
the Skywalker, then we'll do the Skywalker. And then we'll do the FOIS. And here we have the Mega Speedmaster Skywalker, which is their digital, their answer to the Brightland Aerospace, basically. I'm not sure which one's first. I feel like there are variations of both throughout time in the 70s, 80s as quartz got rolled in there. But yeah, you
So
got a
Duke of
chronograph.
Ristenton said I should like this because I have an Apple Watch. And like, don't get me wrong, like the main reason I have an Apple Watch is to count calories because I'm not a young lad anymore and it's hard to keep this stomach off. So I gotta count my calories. The Skywalker's not gonna count my calories. Does it have a does it have a pedometer on it? You might tell me if it has a pedometer on it.
No, the only ones that had like pedometers before smartwatches, I think there might have been a Tissot smart. No, I don't know if that had a pedometer. Had a compass in it, but like pedometer, like that's the thing is like watches like these were meant to be tool watches. So it's like timers, alarms,
No, of
things to
course.
get your missions done. So like
I
pedometers
jest.
and things, those are like
I
fitness.
just, I
Yeah.
just. The thing so the major issue I have with this watch, no, it's not even a major issue. It's just it doesn't look like other Speedmasters. It's almost like they were like, all right, well, we don't know what to put this in because it's not an Aquaterra. It's not. Go ahead.
So the only thing that I comment is there is a Aquaterra, like a bigger Aquaterra that has a similar case. But yes, you're right. They made this up to fit this in there for sure, for sure.
It just doesn't scream Speedmaster beyond Speedmaster being on the dial. But it's not the worst watch, the red bezel Omega Speedmaster you showed me earlier was worse than this.
What?
I said it. I said what I said.
Anyways, and Duke of Rissington is right. When you're skywalking in space, you weigh nothing. You wouldn't be counting calories. It's very true. Very true.
Touche, man.
I definitely like it on the bracelet a little bit more. But if you're looking for a tool watch that's quartz, I think these are a really good way to go, especially if
I
you
mean the
wanna.
price too. The price
Yeah,
is
exactly.
reasonable.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Get on the bracelet. I think so. What was FOIS is the next one we'll talk about. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We got 21 viewers just on the YouTube. On Instagram, we got one person. Sometimes we got five. Instagram, we're growing. But I want to thank everybody who's tuning in, even that one person on Instagram. I love you to the moon and back. No pun
That's
intended.
just me. Even though Demon of Luxury said, "How about the Ed White?" You did speak on it briefly. He had said that that was his favorite. I'm not sure if he's still here, but
Edward's a good watch. He'll come back.
Genji said, "Jay, I wish you had an opinion about watches." Uh,
He's retired. He doesn't have to anymore. That's the beauty. If you guys know, like I had to drag him out of the abyss to talk watches again. He is done. He's fully done with it. So it's amazing that he comes on every day, and he's
well, I mean, if there's a specific thing you want me to say, Genji, I can help. Just shoot me a message, and I can push a narrative. Just let me know. My DMs are open.
oh, all right, Genji, you heard it. Shoot or shoot. Hellstrand, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next stream. Hopefully, we got the Omega Speedmaster FIOS. This is the newer first Omega in space, and it did a really, really good job on this watch. I don't know if you could tell from this picture, but it's not fully black. It's almost like a deep, deep midnight blue, and it plays with the light in really, really good ways. Then it did that faux patina on the markers and on the hour and minute hands as well. They have the flattened style bracelet. Pound for pound, one of the best watches you could buy right now.
I like the Force Patina. Thanks for stopping by, Lucha Bedic. Oh, wrestling show tonight. Oh, I might have to tune in for that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, do you do watch a lot? Oh, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Come back. They'll be back again. Thank you for tuning in. You're awesome. Now I need a lucha
BX
match. I'm already
time
thinking.
BX Time oh 01 says factions need to go. Faux patina. Oh, I mean, look, I understand, but I think that the faux patina on this watch really does look good. But I'm with you. Like, it kind of sucks that like everybody's forcing patina on different things and like going for a specific aesthetic that came with vintage watches. The worst part is that like vintage watches don't even have the real patina anymore. Like, there's so many times I've gotten Explorer twos, and they're like, well, the patina on the hands don't. It's just like, oh god. So I don't mind faux patina for that very reason. It's patina's already. I don't gotta worry.
It's already done for me. Chalk Flew Up says, John D, a lot of interesting history regarding Buzz Aldrin and Speedy, how went missing in transit to the Smithsonian, some false claims, etc. Yes, that was a little bit of a story, and I don't want to talk about it too much. Or so, if you want to put the details in the chat, I'll read it. Chalk Flew Up because I don't want to get it messed up. But his Speedy did kind of disappear for a little bit, then reappeared, and it's very interesting how important things can move around in certain ways. But I think the first Omega in space, for the prices that they're at now, I don't think even retail they're not crazy. Really, really a great pickup, great looking watch. Pictures don't do it justice. Like, and a good keeper. Like, this is a great watch. You buy this, and this will stick with you forever. You got a few different shafts on it, and you don't need much more. I would say that the best, not the biggest surprise for me of the last couple of years has to be the White Dial Moonwatch, which I just think is just gorgeous. Don't pay over crazy retail for it, but this is a really really good piece. It's just like it's a Snoopy, for 40 grand less. That's like a good white dollar. I don't know. Nah.
I hate white dials. So it's like it's the Snoopy Alaska watch. I'm not interested in a non-Snoopy because am I wrong in saying that like they're like, all right, maybe we can just get everybody who wanted a Snoopy to buy this one instead, and it'll be affordable, and we just sell 100 million of them, and then it'll bring Omega back. Like fuck out of here.
Hey, so, something has to bring Omega back besides the moon swatches, right? John D says a couple. Oh, did I spell Gemini wrong? A couple good Speedmasters for people to pick up are the Omega. Oh, see, now they're showing you the Omega Swatch Mercury. There's a Mega Mission. There's a Mega Speedmaster Mercury. Let me pull up the real one because now I'm gonna get annoyed. But he suggests people check out the Mercury and Gemini space mission watches. Really cool editions. There's a ton of actually great mission limited edition watches for that Omega did. That's awesome. So let's do Mercury mission. And then we will wind down the show. Oh my gosh, they're just showing you the swatch stuff. The moon swatch is taken over. There we go.
Duke of Winston asks, "What are your thoughts on the flight qualified Speedy from late last year?"
I'll pull that up. I'm trying to. There's too many speedies on the brain. Unfortunately, I can't find the Mercury one because the moon swatch is taking over. Let's see if we can get the Gemini. There we go.
BX Time 01 says, "I love when Buzz punched a guy in the face when asked if the moon landing was fake. Still
Bro.
feisty at 90 years old. He said, I like the broad arrow replica Speedy." I guess that was the one prior. And then Art Ramsey 75 says, "Hey guys, hope all is well." Oh, Art.
Hey, what's
I
going
found
on, Art? Island Boy Art? Man, we
is
gotta get on and
do
visit
I
him,
know
man.
Art? I feel like not.
You know of Art. I don't know if
Not
you've met Art, but like,
I've heard
he's
of
from the
him.
island, so we're all one family.
Ah, okay. Alam man, we're going on.
So this is the Gemini 17 edition, which is pretty cool. And then here is another Gemini. This is Gemini 9. So again, a lot of look 6,600 bucks, 6,500 bucks. Hit up Federico,
Why
tell
are
him
these
you're
so
on the
cheap? These
six.
are actually kind of cool.
Because nobody talks about them except John D. One of 200. Think. Oh no, is it? Yeah, one of 200 pieces. For cheaper than a normal Speedy. You know what I mean?
But these are these prior to the cost? Like, are these like older? Because I see that it's a that like
Yeah,
the
but technically, the moon watches today, if it's made
not
with the
not I was I'm sorry, I'm not wasn't trying to detract from it being any better, because I'm with you. Like the moon watches of today are all mimicking the older ones.
yeah,
So
so they're not cost either.
exactly. I find it very weird because I think that these are pretty cool. These are cooler than the average Speedy. I think it's cooler than the white dial one that you showed us that had no real significance.
And that's the thing about speedies. There's so many cool, unique ones. If
It's funny.
you're,
Rich Buddy said he never saw the Gemini, so you're right. Nobody's talking about him.
yeah, this, yeah, I've never seen this before, and this is pretty cool. I think I've seen the other variation I pulled up, but this is pretty awesome. And it's like only 200 pieces out there. There's so many cool gems out there. And thank you so much for sharing that, John D. There's so many cool gems out there if you just know what to look for. John D says on Mercury 7, Scott Carpenter wore a Breitling Navi timer. Mercury 8, Wally Shearer wore a CK2998. Mercury 9, Gordon Cooper wore an Ocutron. Gemini 5, Pete Conrad wore a Glycine Airman. Thank you so much for the info there. And the one I did know for sure is Scott Carpenter, because as a Breitling guy, that's the one thing. Like anytime Omega talks about Moonwatch, Breitling has to talk about the Scott Carpenter pieces and the Cosmonaut series. And what was interesting about the Cosmonaut series is these are manual wound Navi timers, because in space it has, there's no gravity
Be pulling on
for the
the
rotor,
balance.
exactly.
The rudder. Yeah.
So he wore a watch similar to this up there. Oh, I love it. We got some good history. I do love these Brattlings as well too, John D. You can find Cosmonaut in so many different age ranges. The biggest telltale would be they have a 24-hour scale versus a normal 12-hour scale. So it's a slowed movement, if that makes sense, manual wound, and watches that you could just steal. 6400. This isn't a watch. This is 87. It's not too bad, but you can find 90s, 2000 cosmonauts for not crazy. And these are really fun watches. If you're into aviation, if you're into space history, really, really cool watches to pick up. All right, Rich Buddy's gonna close us out. Wait, let's go. Chalk Fu Up has an aside. Aldrin is a badass. Not only could he punch someone in the face if they deserved it, but he could calculate trajectory in his head while piloting on demand, done by computers now. It's insane. It's really, truly insane when you think about the technology that was used when they first went into space and first went to the moon. They were showing, I was watching,
Bro,
go.
that's why I don't believe they went to the fucking moon. Because it's like
Ah,
we haven't gone back. So you're telling me we have all this? We can't even get a spaceship into fucking space. The richest man in the world can't even get a spaceship to go to the fucking moon. But these guys used a potato and they landed on the moon.
Elon does not
Oh,
want to go
yeah.
to the moon. Elon wants to
Oh, I'm
go
supposed to
to
believe Buzz
Mars.
Aldridge has the brain
Hey,
of what's
listen.
his name? The dude in the fucking chair, Stephen Hawking's. So he has
Oh,
the
it's not
build
here.
of an athlete, and he has the brain of Stephen Hawking's, and he's still punching people at 90. Yeah, we never went to the moon. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying about the cosmonaut?
Listen, there are a lot of smart people out there. Hey, I dare say Tim Masso, bro. He could probably do some calculations off the top of his head. You know what I mean? So, like, anyways, you done messed up my thought. It was super,
This is
super
what happens
hard.
when you bring up Breitlings. All right, you bring up Breitling moon watches, you're gonna have me spaz the fuck out, bro. I do believe you landed on the moon, but Jesus Christ.
Deron says Rolex started the conspiracy. Jealous. I love you guys. Oh man.
No, but wasn't it the whole thing like we needed to get there before Russia, and like that's what stopped the Cold
Yes.
War? So like I think guys, it's
It
okay
didn't
for us to
stop the
believe
war.
a fake moon landing if it meant saving millions of lives, and it's okay for us to just agree with that.
I
Okay.
just think at this point, the gig would have been out. The amount of people that would have needed to be a part of
Yeah.
a
Oh, you mean like the
conspiracy.
Epstein
Oh
list?
God, like,
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna yeah, they're gonna really admit that the moon landing didn't happen, like the Epstein list did it happen. Okay, move on.
all right.
Let's move on.
Okay. Rich Buddy
Move on.
says, "How about an Omega Speedmaster tourbillon for space? That would be a Oh
Would
man,
it
that'd be
work?
interesting.
Would the tourbillon still work because of the gravity, or did you not need gravity because that's why they
So,
did it, right?
so technically, the movement would work, but there wouldn't be anything for it to negate. So it would just be a spinning carousel. Like that would happen, but there isn't any force to be negated.
Like to, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it won't be useful. All right. I think that is it for the day. Before we get in too much into the conspiracy talk, you guys
Well, real
have
quick,
been
BX
good.
Time did say that Stanley Kubrick faked the whole thing. So
Not on the Apollo 11 anniversary. We'll come back and we'll have a NASA conspiracy talk. I saw that Sir Duke is a flat earther, so we can have some fun and go into that. So he probably wouldn't enjoy, um,
yo, Von
a
Cruel
Jacob.
dog walking me as usual. A tourbillon on Earth is, but bro, that's why I don't like tourbillons. Them fucking things don't. They don't.
Oh man,
I digress.
guys, it's been amazing. It was an amazing Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be on. Not sure what we'll talk about, but we'll figure out. Maybe it's Tourbillon Thursday. I don't know. Maybe.
Rich buddy, I think tourbillons help with the accuracy. It's not more about the powering, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, CQ.
So the whole point of a tourbillon is, imagine we have pocket watches. It's in our jacket. We're walking around like this all day. Gravity is pushing down on your pocket watch, which is only facing in one direction. So all the force is going on the escapement and everything like that. The tourbillon is meant to spin the escapement all those time telling, because the spring, there's a spring inside, and you want that spring to stay a perfect circle, a spiral. The gravity can turn it into a little bit of an oval, same thing as a magnetization. So tourbillon spins that to counteract gravity. So it was really useful when we had pocket watches. Now we have wrist watches, and if you're somebody like me, your watch is never going to stay in the same position for more than a few seconds. So we do not need a tourbillon. Today, the tourbillon is just about showing your craft and your execution, and showing that your watchmakers have the ability to produce something of this ilk. It's like a traditional high-end thing you do, but not something you do. It's like playing cricket for a week. You could do it, but we don't need to. I just want to insert a cricket joke. Maybe somebody get it. I don't know.
Nice, nice, interesting educational value for the
I
tourbillon
try.
people out there. And Von Cruel, I hope you didn't take me too seriously. I do believe that we landed on the moon. It's just I had to have some
Nah,
fun.
it's too late. Now you got a team. You got to defend that point. CQ the Moon Guy. I love it. Anyways, guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe, upvote, do all the things. We're going to be on tomorrow. Maybe we talk tourbillons. Maybe we don't. That might kill Jay if I do a full tourbillon episode. So maybe not. But have a great night. Have a great evening. Have a great morning. And we'll see you soon.
Peace. I'll bring my pillow for talking tourbillons
Yeah.
tomorrow.
See you.